Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? Look at this heaven I'm in. Look at this. Look at this heaven, baby. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Just woke up from a dream. And I thought it was dream. But my dream was real. And I hope your dreams become reality. So, today, I want to talk to you about Co10. By the way, my name is Cody Michael. I work in the raw material business, searching the world for the best raw materials for holistic doctors to help them develop holistic medicine and herbal for their patients. And by the way, this video for informational purpose only. So today, I want to talk to you about Co10. What makes Co10 different from another? And why we develop products for holistic doctors that they know what they want. We show them the research, the third-party testing, the biochemists we work with, the raw materials, where we get it from, how it's extracted, if they are using any chemicals, heat, solvents, or pressure, etc. Where is it made? How is it shipped? Is it shipped with nitrogen blanket to protect it from any contaminations, etc., etc. That's what we do. 15 years of work to learn this business and to travel the world, except China, because Chinese raw materials contain high heavy metals, as much as 10,000 times higher heavy metal than Prop California 65 allows, according to biochemist Mike Adam, who had tested many raw materials from China. So to find them outside of China, it's a big challenge. You have to go to every country and seek people who work in the agriculture business and seek their knowledge and travel the country and go to valleys and to the mountains top in the Perus or in the Amazon or in Southeast Asia and look for these raw materials yourself and check with the surrounding area if they have any contaminations, if they use any pesticide, herbicide, etc., etc. So this is what we do. Now we go back to our subject, Co10. To give you a brief information about what Co10 is, why Co10 is so essential for so many holistic doctors and naturopathic and homeopathic doctors. Co10 is one of those nutrients that protects the body from oxidation, and it is one of the main essential nutrients for your mitochondrial health. Dr. Lester Packer in California, University of California, worked the cycle of antioxidants, and he showed how many specific nutrients you need on a daily basis to protect your whole body from oxidation and from being teared down by the lifestyle we live, and from age and disease, and etc., and the food we eat and the air we breathe and the junk we drink. And he said one of them was Co10. So when we did our research, who makes the best Co10 in the world? Who has a patent on their Co10? How is it made? Etc., etc. One of the companies that we like, that we visited, that we saw their science with our biochemist teams and etc., etc., that we usually take with us to check all these claims. You can see here just on the side of the bottle something called Konica. Now hold on, before you rush to get Konica brand, just wait a minute, all right? I know everyone is gonna say, oh, I take that brand, I understand that. Just hold on a second. When we look at Konica process, is amazing. One of the top 3 companies in the world knows how to produce a stabilized Co10. It's very hard to stabilize Co10. It has a left arm and a right arm spin. So, and the body absorbs it very, very weakly. So, we send this to do heat tolerance check. At what temperature does it break down? That's what we do a lot of our products. That's why holistic doctors trust our work. Many of them trust our work that we work with. So when we send it for heat tolerance, we found out that Co10 crystallizes in the body at about 37, 38 Celsius. And that is a human body temperature. So even when we use the best products in the world from Konica, patent product, very expensive, and they have an an MOQ to purchase from them, we found out that it crystallizes at about 37 Celsius. So what's the use, right? They produce two types, ubiquinol and ubiquinone. Ubiquinol is the type more attractive for many holistic doctors because it's the more reduced type that the body can absorb better. Some naturopathic doctor or integrated medicine specialist like Dr. Steven Sinatra, who's a cardiologist, integrated medicine, says he likes a little bit more sometimes on the older people, the ubiquinone instead of the ubiquinol, because he showed better results. So regardless, let's go back to our initial subject. So at 37 Celsius, we cannot have this 37 Celsius crystallize, it'll be useless. So we send it to another company, a great passionate biochemist, who take this product from Co10 and they decrystallize it. And they don't use any chemicals, heat or pressure or solvents to decrystallize it, and they don't add any ingredients that is artificial or ingredients from any synthetic raw materials. So now we decrystallize Co10, now has to go back and to be packaged in a gel capsule. Okay, so this is here. You find this on lookandvibrant.com. Co10 Zero Crystal. So if you're not using a Co10, a decrystallized Co10, you will not get any benefit, even if you purchase the best quality raw material from the best companies that produce Co10 in the world. Now this is that. My professor, Dr. Bruce Ames, who passed away, God bless his soul, in 2024. Back more than 30 years ago, he had done lots of research, and one of the research he had done on Co10 and human cells. And he found that in every cell in the body, it contains CoQ10. So it's essential nutrient. It's a mitochondrial nutrient. What that means to you is, inside each cell, in a heart cell, for example, it contains between 5,000 and 15,000 mitochondria, which is the engines that run the cells. They call them mitochondria or the organelles. In the brain cells, you have between 1 million and 2 million. 1 and 2 million mitochondria or organelle inside each cell, running the cell. So when you get older, it is because those engines, they start dying. And instead having, let's say, 1 million engine running in one of this in one cell in your brain, or 2 million engines, they start going down to 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, until when the engines, they stop working, that's when the human body dies. So CoQ10 is essential for mitochondrial health. It generates ATP. If you remember back in the 8th biology class, what CoQ10 does, it converts ADP into ATP. Without ATP, you have no life. Dr. Steven Sinatra, who's an integrated medicine, he said every single patient that he has, especially who was using cholesterol medication, they must take minimum of 150 milligram of CoQ10 Zero Crystal. Because when his patients use statin drugs, including even off-counter medication like Tylenol and others, it lowers CoQ10 within 1 month by 50%. Imagine every cell in your body have CoQ10. And you take something that lowers that CoQ10 by 50%, which means it lowers the generation, the energy that generates ATP by 50% in your body. So now we know how essential CoQ10 to life. In one of the books that written by ex-biochemists for Eli Lilly and Company called Over-the-Counter Natural Cures, they showed that when CoQ10 start to go below 50% after using statin drugs and other off-counter medications and many other medications, he said, what is the results? He said, the results, you will have a heart failure. Read the book called Over-the-Counter Natural Cures, written by ex-biochemists for Eli and Lilly, Shane Allison. Please grab a book and read it, and stop looking at those taglines and those health experts talk about nutrition on YouTube and on social media, and none of them ever visited a single supplement manufacturer or knows where the product comes from or how it's tested, how it's extracted, how much it costs, how it's packaged. how it's evaluated, who makes the best product. Now, many of these guys, they have no clue. And you guys listen to an influencer and go buy the product because he said it's good or she said it's good. Especially those physicians, except Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Joel Kahn, Dr. Gundry. Those guys, they know their stuff. But most of physicians these days, they start reading a book and going on NIH the website and start reading about research and now about nutrition. Now they're talking about nutrition. Now you trust them more because they're MD, they're physicians. And when they talk about it, you trust them more. They're the same people who gave you all the medication that got you, you know where, right? Listen, you can read the same research. You go to NIH, you go to heart.org, you go to cdc.org, and you can read all these research in details. This is what I do, this is what I love, and we try to summarize it all in a few minutes for you to understand how essential nutrition to your daily diet. Eat a little healthy, do a little intermittent fasting, try to skip dinner, not breakfast. Breakfast is very important. Sweat a little bit, walk, let go, live, love, forgive, and remember your body is not a junk box. Replace that pop with a clean water, not plastic bottled water. Replace that donut with an apple. Replace that Coke or Pepsi with maybe sparkling water. You know, treat your body as it is your temple. Make an investment for your health. If you're spending on Starbucks coffee more than $200 a month and you're not spending on your supplement more than $200 a month, don't tell me you enjoy health or you really care about your health. Because at Holistic Doctors, we have seen people spend more than $1,500 a month on supplements. And within 6 months to 8 months, they revamp their whole life and they reverse their age, biological age. They reverse their age on a cellular level by 11 years with it changing their diet within a few months, guys. There's a lots of stories out there you can read how diet can help change your life. But our nutrition, the food we eat today, is depleted from so many nutrients, especially with modern agriculture. It destroyed the soil. 90% of the US soil is depleted from minerals. And minerals are needed they're like the spark plugs that activate vitamins, guys. So everything works together. You can't just depend on one nutrient, vitamin C or Co10 or vitamin B. You need them all, and you need them at high quality. Your body knows what's right and what's not right, what's natural, what's not natural. It knows. When you help it a little bit and feed it the right nutrient, you can see the results in a few months. I tried this. I've been a victim of my own self, my own bad habits and bad food, and had surgeries and went to the hospitals and emergency room, and God gave me a life again to try to influence you to start looking after your own life, because Dr. Furman said, you are responsible for your own health, not your physician. Health is wealth, and prevention is better than 1,000 cures. Amen. Look at this guy. Look where I am today. Tell me, which one of you don't dream to live this life every single day? Tell me. Tell me how many people in Hollywood can live this life unless they are multi-millionaire or billionaires. Tell me. Tell me. Can you live this life and enjoy this life without being healthy? Can you? Can you? Look at this. I pinch myself every day for the blessing of this life, and I want you to know that you can live the same life too. But when you're healthy, you can roam the world and dream and take risks. But when you're sick, the only thing you want is one thing. Health is wealth.